We're gonna stop it right there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Listen, I want to do a quick live feed right now. Um, you're supposed to look into myself, supposed to look into the camera. Well, I'm not looking to the camera because I actually got 5 cameras in front of me. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. You've reached Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I just had somebody tune in on the TikTok. They're saying I'm not looking to the camera. Just keep in mind, this is the TikTok, this is the Instagram, and we got the Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter right here in front of me. So if I'm not looking directly into you, I will make my way to it. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Good evening. I want to have a quick live feed with everybody because, again, I want to discuss something, especially with the beginning of the year. Everybody coming in with their New Year's resolutions. Everybody got different things that they're ready to get started with their business, with their lives, and everything like that. And me being an entrepreneur over 20 years, I want to just have a quick, discussion with you guys in regards to, how to grow your business in 2023. Because I know you already just been online. If you have different people giving out different ideas of what you can do. Some of the stuff seem, it's very easy to do for you to make, blink your eyes, you can make $1 million. Or some people telling you if you give them some money and you sit down and get on bended knee with them, and they can give you some money, and then other things you just like, hey, deposit this and wait a couple of days, you buy this stock and you'll have it, regardless of what it is. I just want to give you guys my, a couple, tips or pieces of advice in regards to actually be able to grow your business each year. And I think if you kind of focus on these particular things, it will help to grow your business. These aren't necessarily things in regards to actual structural things you need to do with your business. That being like if you got to pay for marketing, advertising, things like that. We got tons of other videos with that already covered, and we got some coming down the pipe. But I do want to talk about things that you need to do for you. Because it's funny we're having this discussion because early in the day I was talking to tech support on with the Intuit QuickBooks people, and I was just telling the young lady that the tech support, the issues I was having in regards to me trying to get my QuickBooks set up because we're at the beginning of the year. A lot of people come to us right now because they got to get their 1099 process. So a lot of companies are coming because they need to get that done. And long story short, I don't know if you guys ever had to deal with Intuit. Intuit also owns TurboTax, I think. But there are a lot of non-American, very strong accent people that you got to talk to. Lucky for me, I had somebody that was able to speak to me that was an American, actually, and they didn't have an accent, and we was able to get everything. I still on the phone with them over an hour, but I was able to get everything taken care of. long story short, we were just talking about business, and my son was asking me, I don't know where it came from. This was my 12-year-old William. He was asking me, hey, Daddy, is it that easy with being an entrepreneur, just for doing everything? Because, you kind of see how tired I was because I've been, had a productive day to day, but I've been shit all kind of different places. And I was just telling them, like, the thing with entrepreneurship is that I think people are focused on the product or the service so much and what they can do. We can paint, we can pressure wash, we can cut, we can mow, we can fix, build, whatever. And they're not thinking about, the them aspect. What traits do you have for you to be a sustainable entrepreneur, right? That's where, I think where the rubber meets the road, because typically a lot of times when you see the videos or information about entrepreneurship, people tell you the same things, get your LLC, get your tax ID number, get your business bank account, maybe get you some trade lines, whatever, and they'll push that on you, but you'll do it and you'll get that and you'll post and nobody reaching out to your ass. And you put all this money, all this energy, and all this time to get this business set up, and stuff just not moving for you. And you just trying to figure out what's going on here. Hell, that ain't what they did on the video, and a lot of times you see other people that to be close to you, they're in business, and they'll be doing exactly what you're doing, but they'll be posting. And because you see them posting, you see everybody liking, you think they're making money. They just busy, but they ain't made a damn thing. So you'll try to go to them and get some game and say, hey, listen, man, I just started this business up and everything like this, and I see you doing what you're doing, man. What could I be doing different? What could, you got some advice for me? And they can't tell you shit because they've been lying the whole time. They've been busy, they've been posting, but they ain't making no money. So now the person you were looking up to, that you try to emulate them somehow, because like they kind of inspired you because they were doing it. You see another person like, wow, they're doing it, let me try it. And you find out everybody being a damn phony. And so now you panic and be like, look, man, I actually spent some money I really need it, and this stuff ain't working. And we start thinking about it because I talk about this a lot. I don't think most people actually want, to have a business. I think people just want a job that's going to pay them some more money or give them some more respect or some more autonomy. And so we start going this whole little road of entrepreneurship. Now, we ain't talking about side hustles like, you got your basic anchor. This is my job. And I'm, doing some little stuff on the side, just bring a little extra money, and I do it at my leisure. It's no big deal. We're talking about you actually, you feel like this is something that you could do. This is your baby. This is your business. You trying to, create it, grow it, and maybe even, leave your business and start anew with doing this. That's what we're talking about, right? And far too often, people forget about the me perspective. And I'm talking about the you perspective, what you got to look at it with yourself. Are you one of those go-getters? Are you one of those grinders? Can you handle no? Can you handle hell no? Can you handle hell F no from people? When you totally have been posting and asking and spending all day and night, spending all your money when doors getting closed, and you're giving a good effort, you're trying your best, and this stuff just ain't working. Are you gonna quit and just let it go be better? And that's what I think separates a lot of people, because a lot of times it's easy to blame, hey, people want to support me. I can't get black folks to do this. You find who your friends are when they don't want to support your business. I've seen a video on Instagram. One guy was like, support your friend's business. I think support, I talk about a lot. Support is a great word. Great word, meaning that it can have several meanings. I think your friend liking your post, sharing your post, telling you they're proud of you, that's support. Everybody got a bite because everybody may not have an interest in what you're selling. Just because you're my friend, I don't think you're obligated to support me. I've been in the game over 20 years, and I would probably say maybe a quarter, 25% of my friends and family come to me, get their taxes done. I don't take it personal. I just think they probably just don't want me to know their personal business, which is fine. And I've always put that that caveat out, that none of my close friends and family members have financial problems, because they can come talk to me for free, right? But I understand, like in the business that I am in, most people don't necessarily want people to know their personal business. Don't take it personal at all. Don't take it personal, but I understand. But I'm a seasoned vet. I done got all my scars and stuff like that. I'm on the other side looking at, closing everything down and hand it to my kids later on. But those first couple of years, yeah, I used to feel some type of way. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used to feel some type of way about, when I would, Hey man, y'all get your taxes done. You want to do this kind of stuff. I'm out here doing it, but you're going to this person, you're going to the white man, you're going to that person. You know me. Trust me, I'm human. I felt it, right? Like I said, I've been in business over 20 years. Those first 5 years, I was bitter. But looking for me, I was able to meet some OGs to give me game, some real solid mentors that were able to teach me, hey, it ain't them, it's you. Because far too often we so stuck on that because we have offered this business, offered this product, offered this service, it's going to be abracadabra and people just going to come to us. But that's not how business works, right? Because what you have to find out very, very early in business. The sooner you can come to this realization is that the product that you're selling or the service that you're providing is not for you. It's for the person that's going to pay for that product or service. And the onus is on you as the business owner to figure out what they look like. What do they want? Where are they at? And focus on them. Not focus on just the people or the people that are right there in front of you. The sooner you can come to that realization, who the hell wants to buy who wants to buy this food? Who actually wants my service? If I'm, just say if you're in the, mobile detailing, if you're doing regular out there, the Walmart parking lot, you're doing mobile, you're doing high end, you're doing that dealerships, corporate offices, whatever, you can want to be every damn well. But again, you only got 2 arms, 2 legs, right? So you got to find some kind of niche. As soon as you can barrel down and get into that niche of who I'm going to provide these services for, that'll be the quicker, that'll alleviate a whole lot more stress. And again, we're talking about how to grow your business in 2023. And one of the key things, you got to get the right mindset to understand that the product is not for you. Okay, it's not for you, and it's for the people that you want it. And you got to determine then, what do they want? How do they look? What can they afford? What are their likes? What are their dislikes and stuff? And kind of crafting, your marketing, your advertising to be able to find them. One of the key things you got to do for guys is, get very clear on what's important to you. And what I mean by what's important to you is like, okay, are you trying to be serious about this business? Are you trying to be in business? Or are you trying to hustle? What is your whole thought process and really trying to create something as far as when we start talking about in terms of this business, right? What are you trying to do, longevity wise? Give me 1 second. Like a buzzing or something. I'm sorry. Something throwing me off. I heard this little buzzing noise. But longevity wise, what are you trying to do in regards, to your business? Is it just gonna be something for, over a certain period of time? You're trying to keep it, sustain those particular things you got to be thinking about. Are you trying to make sure this is it from a time standpoint, are you going to be, losing a lot of time with your family? Are you going to be, able to commit because of constraints in regards to what you can't do financially? Do you have enough money to do this? Do you have the capacity to do this from a mental standpoint? What I mean, mental, that can be experience, your stress threshold, support. Just keep it real. It's easy to sit here and say, well, listen, my significant other, they on board with everything like that. But, I think everybody is cool when things are on the perspective of an upward tick, or they start off on upward tick. But when things start getting slow and we ain't making no money, we still got these bills paid, and you still talking about this CEO business stuff and everything like that, and now you can't really help out with the bills like you did before, because again, you might be going to a peak in value with your business. How long will your significant other hang in there? Is your girl going to be supportive? Is your boyfriend or husband still going to be, help pushing to move certain things for you? You got to be realistic about that. And sometimes you won't know until you get into it. But you got to be very, very focused on this. I'll be transparent a lot, in regards to what I do. I remember I'm divorced now, but I remember one of the things that hit me was when I was really looking at leaving corporate America. I was in corporate America over 15 years, and well, longer than that. But I remember I was at a particular job over 15 years, and I really, really, really wanted to go out and do my own thing. And my ex-wife, she was she's a good person, but she really couldn't see what I seen in regards to what I wanted, in regards to going out there and doing my own thing with the business. She's averse to risk or doing things like that, which is not a problem. But the thing of it was, I really wanted to get the hell away from that job. I really wanted to do my own thing. And a lot of times people will use that as a crutch or a barrier to doing to moving. But I'm just like, screw it. I don't give a damn if my wife can't see it, kids can't see it, nobody can't see it. I want to get the hell on. And I went on a almost 2-year plan in regards to reducing my living expenses, credit, and everything like that to be able to live off the bare minimum. The bare minimum. If you look at some of my videos, Mr. Short Dollar, I explained to you how to, leave your job and actually how much money you need to be making. For you to leave your job, what's like the actual amount of money you need to be looking to be making, not from a dollar perspective, one particular dollar amount, but just more so with yourself. And that's pretty much just be able to cover your bare minimum living expenses, mortgage, rent, utilities, groceries and stuff like that. Once you feel like, okay, I can cover that in the business, all the other stuff I can leave. So I spent almost 2 years, just reducing debt, reducing bills, configuring everything up to put myself in a situation to leaving. And once I did it, I'm gonna be totally damn honest with you. That's what hit me then. Like, I don't even need to be in this situation, because if I can do all this stuff by myself, hey man, that's what changed it. Because when you get that confidence in yourself to understand, know that you can do things. Because I don't think everyone, you have to feel that you don't need anyone. That's not what I meant. But I will say your dream shouldn't be set on if somebody else is going to support you or somebody else going to do something for you. If somebody's going to give you a loan or somebody's going to give you a grant or give you opportunity, if you really want to do it, you're going to make it happen. It might not be overnight. It may not be over a month, but it may be over a couple of years. But if you really, really want to do it, it doesn't matter who's going to support you or not. That's why the mindset got to be there for you to do it. Let me see. I got a question right here. Rhonda Moore, what's going on? Hi, I'm a Black veteran who's grown hemp and vegetables for the past 3 years, maintained a research license. Would you have advice on getting agricultural grants? What I do, Rhonda, because I just put a grant out yesterday in regards to top farming agricultural grants 2023. So I don't know if you ran across that, but I just sent that video live on yesterday. But what I will do, we're talking about how to grow your business in 2023. Once they finish the discussion, what we're talking about tonight, and that's anything, guys. If it's not pertaining to what we're talking about in regards to how to grow your business in 2023, I will open the floor up and answer every question that you guys got once we get through this discussion. So if you hang tight for me, I promise you, brother, I answer your question for you, okay? But yeah, going back into that little part with that, man, you got to have the thought process was right for you. And I also remember, and it's probably like a lot of people. That's why I can honestly say a lot of times when we talk about starting our own business and doing certain things in regards to, do you really want this business? Do you want this stress that comes along with this business? It may just be, just give, you just might need your boss to give you a couple more grand or give you another title and stuff like that. You'd be cool. I mean, we all want, in some shape, form, fashion, want to feel appreciated, by ourselves, family, jobs and stuff like that. And I think sometimes when people make you feel a different kind of way, that's what make you want to shift. And that was one of my things, even with just being in corporate America. I don't knock it, but I know with mine, I had everything in regards to the degrees, the certifications, and all that other kind of stuff, and it just wasn't working. I did all the self-assessments because I do this, could I do that? But at the end of the day, it just wasn't working that way for me and stuff. And coincidentally, I had several businesses that were actually growing, but because I wanted to be a part of something, be, Mr. CFO or whatever on the corporate side, I was not really just embracing the stuff that I was doing on the side businesses because I had a certain thing that I want to do for myself. It just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. So once I just said, screw it, let me just focus on this. That's when everything kind of changed in my life with that. Let's see right here. Remit Beauty Supply. What's going on? Peace and blessings, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, guys, I'm Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Tonight we're talking about how to grow your business in 2023. Just giving you guys some basic tips because again, I'm not going to go through the whole. We got tons of other videos about loans and different things you can do for marketing and advertising. A lot more videos coming out. I want to talk about the stuff you got to do for you, okay? Because this stuff is entrepreneurship is rough. It is rough, challenging, and it is scary as hell because you have to understand that when you embark on something, because I'm thinking maybe what we talk about 2% of the world is actually real, entrepreneurs. I mean, of the United States. I mean, it's a small percentage that actual entrepreneurs that were doing it, and it's extremely scary because when you want to step out there on face and do something that's against the grain, that being employed with doing it, and there's nothing wrong either way. I always say do what makes you happy, but when you're doing something like that, that's that frightening, where you actually traditionally aren't going to get a lot of support. You aren't going to have a lot of mentors that actually can give you legitimate advice on what to do, right? And when you want to step and go down that road of doing it, it's tough. It's tough. And you have to actually you want to look deep and find out, a lot about yourself. I always tell, especially I wasn't even thought of during the Great Depression, but I tell anybody, if you had a business and you made it through COVID-19, through that pandemic, shit, you done been through something, because you go from business running wild, and then all of a sudden business running fine, and then all of a sudden everything shuts down, and these damn commercial landlords still want their rent, and then businesses have changed. I remember I had the salon out of nowhere. COVID-19 hit. Landlord still wants his rent. Then the government steps in and say pause on all that kind of stuff. The flip side of it is what happened. Most of the stylists learned that they didn't have to do damn hair in the shop anymore because they were forced to not do hair in the shop. Hell, they out there doing it in their house then. So once all the restrictions got lifted, you can come back in the shop. Nobody want to come in the shop because they doing it at home, right? That was rough. Now again, that's not the same now because now probably everybody done destroyed all their damn plumbing and stuff, putting synthetic hair in their own personal plumbing. Now you don't like all these people coming in, not your house. So again, things probably have adjusted. But again, man, going through that, man, that was a game changer. Coincidentally, I've shared with you guys before, we have offered remote and virtual services probably like 7-8 years prior to the pandemic. We didn't have to shut down when everything happened. We actually exploded from a business perspective, with a tax business because of that. So again, being able to mentally, we talk about growing your business and stuff in 2023, those things, knowing what you want, knowing who your customer is, being able to pivot, because again, once you be going down one path, a door get closed, you got to be able to adjust, twist and turn to be able to do something else, because it's not if something is going to happen. It's when something happens, how you going to respond to it. Because when you start being in business, you start having different kind of law changes, code changes, different kind of restrictions. You have another building or something, you got your business here, another one move down the street, you got the car wash going, everything cool. Next thing you know, Mr. Super Duper car wash with all the high-tech buttons and everything comes. I mean, still like they can shut people down all the time, but because sometimes people are not able to adjust and be able to pivot, that's when you have problems. And you see that a lot with a lot of different industries. One in particular, I did a case study back in grad school where we were talking about just how this is in the early what is it, about 2013, 14, whatever. But then there's the early phases of Netflix, and how you just seen so many like cable channels taking the whole streaming world very lightly and not adjusting and everything. And I understand it, like, hey man, those particular things aren't they aren't to be reckoned with. We're not going to pay too much attention. And you fast forward to now, cable's struggling now. Who the hell want cable? If I can just get internet and I can just get all these other things, who will do it? And now they're trying to pivot and adjust. And what they have to do now, they actually got to come in cheaper than those people that they took lightly. So you got to be able to sit down and make sure that you're actually putting yourself in a position mentally where you can adjust and pivot. What we got right here, Janai Miller says, I don't take it personal anymore. And you know what? It takes like some kind of, experience and growth as an individual. Well, sometimes, it's not always going, you don't have to take things so personal, because sometimes criticism, just because somebody may criticize you, that don't mean that they actually, trying to, belittle you or whatever. That's one of the thing about it. Sometimes people can criticize you and give you some and be giving you game. You got to be, in the mindset like I'm trying to fix it. I know me personally, I understand that some people that I really just don't want to. I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't need to listen to them, because if you give me certain advice on a particular subject, just say a tax business or a salon, and you're just coming from a customer standpoint, we're talking about from an operational. If you actually got a business, you got a restaurant going, and somebody tell you, well, you need to change your menu, and you're like, the person that they give me their opinion, but they're not credible. I might need to talk to maybe somebody that's actually got some years experience in the restaurant industry, and they may say, well, listen, maybe you need to adjust payroll, maybe you need to actually, change your marketing strategy, things like that. Who you need to be smart enough to know who and who not going to give some kind of credible opinion or critique. From that point, you can sit there and say, okay, listen, I ain't in my feelings. Sometimes when we sit there and just don't focus on, like, who we need to be talking to, and we get so damn defensive, we'll never be able to adjust and make changes. You got to understand, I know everybody human. Nobody want to hear anything. I can just share with me in particular, just with my rental properties. I had those rental properties out there, and I'd be so proud. This is my house, and I'm showing my rental property to a potential tenant. Potential tenant walking through the house, it's too damn small. Who painted this color? Who did? And I'm just like, MF, this is, you ain't even got nowhere to stay. This is I just remember how I used to feel, because this was my house. And again, I had to just, you had to sometimes detach yourself with your feelings. Like, look, man, you just try to get this place rented. Everybody ain't gonna like it. And to be honest with you, that's why I moved this over 15 years ago to using property managers, because I used to lose my tickle, just in regards to dealing with people. That's why I say knowing yourself with doing it. But you can't take it, because you can't take everything personal. And I'm glad you brought that up in regards to that, because I'm at the point now, I don't have any time and I ain't got no money to waste. So if you're going to come in and give me, some kind of game, I need it. That's why the president got a cabinet. That's why the prime minister got parliament, because they have a set of experience, educated people that can tell them, nah, this ain't right. This ain't. And from that point, they can take all that information and be able to make an informed decision. That's what the business owner, that's what the CEO does. We don't just, I like, I wish, I think, I hope. No, hell no. I believe, I pray. No. You have to take data. You have to take experience. You have to, just get this critique and take that stuff and make informed decisions. That's what CEO does. CEO ain't just three letters. Just say, okay, I'm the CEO of the business, because that's what's on your paperwork when you got your business. When you start talking about a business owner, that's who owns the business. A CEO, that's we talking about straight strategy. And when you're strategizing and planning, you're doing stuff based off facts, right? Again, anybody can go get, a business license, an account, and all this other kind of stuff. That just show you own something. When we start talking about making money, growing, doing these kind of things, you got to sit there and put some foresight on it. And most people don't want to do that. Why? Because once you start writing stuff down, once you start planning it, you become accountable. You got to own it. You can't play that old BS. I didn't know. I wasn't for sure. Nobody told me. No, your ass is accountable now, because you wrote it down. You're entitled to mess up. But you got to check yourself. That's why I say, when we plan with numbers. We don't plan with words. Words we can forget, but them numbers will keep your ass accountable. You got to make sure we do that. 1 second, guys. I know I'm running my mouth. I went on hyperdrive. I want to go through, make sure I didn't miss anything. King Steve 777. I need a manager. Chef Black Pepper. What about culinary grants? What we got? And I apologize if I'm saying anybody's name wrong. I apologize. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Ruby Beauty Supply. I found it huge, and I found this huge learning curve. Everything is new, and it is. And before I get to talking, remember, guys, we're talking about how to grow your business in 2023. I promise you. Please hang in there, and I will answer any question in regards to grants, loans, anything, taxes. I answer all those questions once we get through with this discussion here. I will open the flow. Y'all got me. So I promise you I will do that. Okay. So don't trip on that. learning, the key with learning, when you start getting the business, you start finding out it's all kind of new things that you're going to learn. The key thing is making yourself receptive to it, right? That doesn't mean you got to agree with everything that you run across, but you got to make yourself receptive to, excuse me, to learning, and being in the mindset that the way that I'm doing things is the way I'm doing the thing, that'll make it the best way. And sometimes when you sit and talk to people, and that's one thing I love a lot of time in the military. Um, People gonna be brutally honest with you, because sometimes you feel like, okay, I got this done, and you're like, man, this is okay, but you know in your heart it ain't the best you could do. But you in the military, your buddy gonna tell you, nah, man, that's effed up. That's effed up. You're like, man, you don't think? Nah, man, it's effed up. And you just try to sit here and persuade them to be a little kind and gentle, but they gonna tell you, if you in the military, nah, man, it's effed up. But listen, man, let's go on and get it fixed. Most of the time, that's your partner, that's your battle buddy. They're going to help you go on and fix it, but they're going to be brutally honest with you. And I probably think just growing up in that culture as a young man, that probably helped me mold me the way I am, because I'm always brutally honest with people. But I will tell you, half a second later, this is all you got to do to get it fixed. Or this is the part of the route you want to go. Like I said, I don't mind people utilizing me. I have no problem with you utilizing me. I got a problem with you using me. You start using me, that's when we got problems with anything. But I'm always been there to help people. But we start, thinking about things you got to do to assess yourself in business. The structural stuff, guys, that is cool. Everybody can get that, but everybody cannot handle that phone not ringing. That phone not ringing, them sales not coming in, and them bills growing. You got to understand it's a certain degree of mental toughness that you guys got to be able to make sure you got. We talking about growing your business and stuff. We got to go into another thing that a lot of people don't practice, and that's discipline. I share all the time, tax season finna start, right? We're not gonna start making money. Transmission gonna start at the end of January. We probably don't start getting money until the middle or end of February, right? We've been training, promoting, and everything since damn November. How many people can sit here and say that, listen, man, I can be, putting out money and doing these kind of things and training and stuff, and I'm not getting anything for it? Everybody, ain't built for that. Everybody's not built for doing the same routine over and over and over again, and understanding that, listen, I'm only going to get a bulk of my money for the year out of 5 or 6 months, or 4 or 5 months out of the year, and it's got to cover the bulk of your bills throughout the year. You got to sit there and have certain discipline with certain things, because you got a boatload of money in this week to understand, listen, let me take care and cover my costs, because again, another month or so, no money's going to be coming in. The phone ain't going to be ringing, right? My phone is going to be exploding in about another month. By the time we hit June or July, the phone don't ring. Hell, I can call it sometimes. Sometimes I do it just to check to make sure the damn phone is working or whatever. But nobody's calling. Everybody got their refunds. Everybody got their taxes. It may spike up a little bit more in the fall, because now you got the people that filed the extensions. They knew they owed, had to do those. But you know that after tax season, though, it really the end of May all the way to the fall, shoot, boy, I get lonely in that office, But again, you have to have some degree of discipline to do that. And that's especially if you got a business that's kind of cyclical, where you have different times of the year when people are using your products or services. I know it's a lot of time, probably. I'm thinking like landscaping, detailing. They do things year round, but the bulk of their work is done in the summertime. With doing it, you got to have some kind of degree of discipline to be able to sustain yourself with doing it. And I think that's one of the biggest things. People have to kind of make sure they have that discipline, and they're refraining from doing impulsive stuff. Just because you got it in the bank don't mean you need to spend it, right? I just had this discussion with my youngest son. He got his Christmas money, and I don't expect all my children to be a cheap ass like they daddy. I get it, but we did have that discussion. Like, man, just because you got it don't mean you got to get off of it, right? Because if you get off of it because you got it, you can't come to me, hey, daddy, do this for me, but I know you just had a pocket full of money. And those are one of the times those are the things we have to be realistic about with ourselves, especially when we try to go down that road of business. Like, look, we know the obligations that we have. If you got an office, you got certain insurances got to get paid, and you know that money may be funny a little bit later on down the road because of what season it is or whatever. Keep that money to the side. Go on to prepay it and do that. Don't put yourself in a bind just because you being impulsive. You want it. I can say I'm fortunate enough because what I do, being an accountant, I actually see the truth. Like people can sit here and just, we're doing this, we're making this kind of money, we're traveling here and there. Everybody come in my office, you gotta be transparent with me. I see it. So that's why I know a lot of times, and I can be able to tell people what you need to do or what you don't need to do because I've seen all these different kind of industries and understand, the differences how things go in the transportation industry, security industry, medical industry, legal industry. I know how their money comes in and out. I've been doing this over 20 years, right? So specifically for each industry, I can just tell them certain things that they need to be doing or some things they shouldn't be doing. Now, the key thing is going back again, once people start talking to you, that doesn't mean they're wrong because they said something you don't like, right? That does not make them wrong. They just said something that you probably weren't comfortable with, or you might not have been exposed to. And that's one of the things we got to just be honest with ourselves. Just because we didn't know it, don't mean it's wrong, right? That's very, very, very important. There's some things that I think is right, and I've been in the game for a minute. But again, if you're sitting there saying, "Look, D, this is an easy way to do this. This is different," I got to listen to you. And if I don't listen to you, I got to be accountable for not giving you that particular time. I can't sit here and say that I ain't been hard headed. I'm like, nah, let me go and do it my way because I understand. And this including me too. Change is difficult. Change is not necessarily comfortable if we're not necessarily interested in changing. The issue comes up when if you don't change when you probably need to, and you change when you want to, you're gonna be playing catch up. And that catch up sometimes can be very, very expensive. You start, you need new computer systems. You need to change over to a new provider with something. You know that those phones you have are too old, they drag and they keep crashing and things like that. You probably need to go on and get, the vehicles, new vehicles, or get some kind of updates done. I ain't got it, but you do have it, but you don't really want to do it because you stuck on how it is. Then when stuff go left with it or break down, and they plan all kind of catch up. So I think that's human nature for everybody not to be so quick to want to change stuff, especially we got our own rhythm with doing it. But again, that's how a lot of times we get caught and we lose in business because again, like I just said, with so many companies that have really got shook up real bad, because of disruptors. And what I mean by disruptors are actual businesses that came and just changed the whole game in regards to how industries work. You think about the hotel industry. You have an Airbnb, pass split, things wait, just like, hey man, look, I can get all this kind of stuff, and rent somebody's house. And I know damn well some of these hotel revenues have shrunk because of that. That's why they had to increase their prices because they're not getting the volume they were getting before. Because you can do Airbnb, same thing. Look what Uber and Lyft did to the taxi cab industry. Just look at it. Just look at what it did to that. Okay. I'm just trying to think, your DoorDashes, your Grub Hubs and everything like that. These were industries. These are based all that gig industry. These are industries that are just based off seeing needs that consumers wanted, and people like, nah, ain't nobody gonna. Who the hell gonna take McDonald's to your house? Who the hell gonna pick up Taco Bell to your house? You better come pick it up, okay? You pick up your phone and do it now. Pretty much where this world is. If you can think it, you can make it. If you can think it, you can make it. And that's why I always encourage people to think outside the box. That's one of the biggest things that they promote in. I don't know if they do it in undergrad, but I do it a lot in graduate school. Just innovation and thinking outside the box. If you're a business owner, you ain't got to go with the grain. Ain't nothing wrong with just thinking outside. Give it a try. Give it a try. And that's going to the last part with this. You got to be able to set. And I talked about this the last show of the year. Set approachable goals that you can celebrate your wins with. They got to be those goals. Got to be two things. They got to be incremental and attainable. Make sure they're realistic goals. But you can sit there and say like, look, we accomplished something. You can feel good about it. Feel good about yourself. Feel good about what you did in regards to the goals you set. And remember what I said, we set goals with numbers, right? We want to sell 5 of these, build X of these, sales, create so many of this, be able to do that because again, that create some kind of accountability, from we have things that we can track, right? We want to be able to make sure we setting these goals, we doing things like that. We want to grow our business, right? For us to do that, we actually got to set goals with metrics that we can actually track and be able to see if they actually happen, not words. I feel good about what we did. We did good. How y'all do this year? We did good. Okay, how business going? It's it's well. We selling a lot. What the hell is that? Because when you sit in front of bankers, when you sit in front of investors, they gonna want to know what numbers, and you giving emotional words a lot. Some. We did okay. Nobody don't care about that. Nobody don't care about that, and that's when you start getting your feelings hurt because now they're gonna tell you stuff that you like. Nah, he ain't have to say it like that. Yes, yeah, they did because that's why I'm telling you all this stuff for free. Anybody know me? I'm in the guy. You can go to my website, Majestic Business Service, www.majesticbiz.com. I charge $210 an hour, and that's on the low end. And that's why I'm sitting there saying, like, I'm giving this stuff to you for free. You need to make sure that when you planning for your business, doing your goals, doing your objectives, you doing this stuff with numbers. That's one of the biggest things. You want to grow your business, make sure you plan. When you're making these goals, making objectives, make sure they're realistic, they're attainable. Realistic and attainable, and you got to make sure you're tracking them. Track them on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a yearly basis. Remember, plans we can adjust. Right? Write them down. Everything's written down. A plan that's not written down is just what? A dream, right? It's just a dream. You keeping it down so it can protect you, right? Once we see this stuff on our face, like I wish I had the camera showing. I got my board over there, 2023 goals. January 23 goals, and I got my what we get? Let me pull this out. This is my weekly planner for this day, January 4th. So I'm not just running my mouth. This is what the hell I do. And you see a lot of stuff I got done today, some of the stuff I got done yesterday and everything. I mean, this is what what I'm telling you, this is what the hell I live off of. And I've been doing this over 20 years. And it's helped me to be successful. And I've also had now the problem with reaching out to other people, getting some, different ways they look at things of doing it. So I've got a little bit from that person, got a little bit of that person, got rid of this, and maybe impacted somebody with how I do things. But you got to make sure, again, that last part, that we setting these goals, you be able to celebrate the wins. But them goals got to be incremental, attainable, and you have to be tracking. You got to track them, okay? But make sure you're celebrating the things that you do. Because, going down the road of entrepreneurship, again, it is extremely, extremely rough and frightening, right? It is because you're going to be doing things and investing in yourself and investing into something that you don't necessarily know if it's going to happen or not. It don't, and you got to be built to be able to sustain and go, hang on with all that, okay? So I just want you guys, I want to have that conversation with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed in regards to what, just how to grow your business in 2023. Got a lot of great information coming down the pike for you guys as well. We got the videos coming. I posted that on the community section. Matter of fact, let me get them down to myself. I posted in the community section of the YouTube channel. The main hub, guys, is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. While I'm sitting here, let me make sure I put the links for everything on here. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. And what I was about to say, go all the videos. We have over 600 videos on the YouTube channel. Again, over 600 videos on the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. We got a grant playlist with over 150 grant opportunities. Some of the grants are revolving grants, recurring grants rather, where they may renew each month, each quarter, a couple times a year. And we also have a finance playlist, entrepreneur playlist, a lot of great information on the YouTube channel. So make sure you go there and check that out. So I want to go back now. I'm gonna open up the floor. We've talked about the how to grow your business in 2023. So I want to go back and answer the question that you guys may have had. So my brother Randall Moore asked me, I hope you're still on, brother. I'm a Black veteran who has grown hemp and vegetables for the past 3 years, maintaining research licenses. What would you have advice for getting agricultural grants? I'm hoping that you just seen the video we had, top farming grants for 2023. There were 5 grants for farming that you can take advantage of. We also had 2 other videos in 2022 for farming and agricultural grants. I would advise anybody, when you start going in an agricultural perspective, make sure you talk to your local county and state offices in regards to agriculture department, see what kind of local incentives they have if you're going to do anything as far as farming and agricultural, because that varies from region to region, or municipality to municipality, in regards to where they'll help as far as farming and agricultural sector. So Ron, I would imagine, me being a veteran myself, I'm a disabled vet. I would advise you, just kind of reach out to those local municipalities, see what all they offer. But check out those videos we have from on Mrs. Short Dollar. Again, we just released one yesterday. That was today, rather. Yeah, Tart Farming Grants for 2023. But check those out and check out the ones we released last year. But I would also make sure I would talk to my local municipalities and also reach out to the SBA, because the SBA will have ties to the USDA and other facets, because that's a federal agency. And when you deal with the SBA, guys, remember that your federal tax dollars paid for it. Make sure you use them to take advantage of everything that they offer. Let me see. I'm going through the TikTok. I'm gonna get to your questions, I promise. What about culinary grants? Let me give you guys 101 on grants right quick. And this is Chef Black Pepper. I appreciate you tuning in, Chef. When we start talking about grants, one thing about it, make sure you go to the YouTube channel. I gave a whole, spiel about grants and everything. Grants traditionally are created to solve problems, to help single moms, to help people coming out of prison, to help veterans of wars. That's typically how grants go, right? You go, the grants are set up for that. So typically you have to find. You probably won't find. You'll be able to find out. I will say this, Chef, that I released last week. Matter of fact, last week, and it should be coming up. Disaster restaurant grant. You have a couple other grants, in regards to restaurants on the YouTube channel. Some of them may have expired, but they may be reoccurring grants. But let me give this about grants in general. You won't always find grants for your specific industry. You won't always find grants for your specific industry. For a tax person, a barber, you got a landscaping business. Typically, you have to craft your application for the grant to solve that problem. If they say they're helping people coming out of prison, you got a landscaping company, you're going to look to employ them, whatever. They got a tax business, you're going to be able to teach people how the tax industry works, and maybe, at the end of it, you can actually teach them how to open up their own tax business. Again, your application has to solve the problem that the grant is created for, much less that you will find a grant for culinary grants, right? You may have certain culinary schools that have had donors donate to the school, and they give money back, and they'll say, okay, yeah, if anybody, may have an issue, or they're looking to try to get, into the culinary industry, and the school may have it. But for the most part, we look at grants, especially look at the main hub, grants.gov. The grants that we post on Mr. Short Dollar, what I call easy grants. They may be bigger grants, 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000. I think we had two of them last year that were over 100,000. And I know one young lady about a month ago won that $25,000 grant because she posted in there with doing it. Those may come from major companies, Comcast, Shea Moisture, Nabisco, Kellogg. All them may have grants, FedEx, but they're simple grants. They want to verify this actual legitimate company. To ask for that kind of information. Check your bank accounts, check your tax ID, all that kind of stuff. But they'll just ask. They'll say, okay, if you get these funds, how will you impact the community? You say how you're going to do it, but you're in that pool of people. But most of the time, grants aren't just set for a particular industry. Most of the grants are actually created to solve a problem. You just have to find a way to solve the problem. Okay, if that makes sense. That's where your app was applying for it. That's what you have to do. But I would definitely advise you to go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. You're looking at my grants playlist, and I gave a basic explanation of how grants work, what you can do to help you get awarded grants, things like that. But I gave a basic 401 for that 411 on that. Also, guys, remember I got a finance playlist on Mr. Short Dollar where I did a whole 101. I was at 411, my dumb ass. I made the 101 on the grants, but I did at the business funding 101 and then the business loan products 101 video. So you can look on the finance playlist. They give you a lot of information in regards to that, because you have a lot of people that actually make videos and tell you about, because I look at their stuff, like I'm pretty sure people look at my stuff. Get these trade lines, get this credit stuff. But you're like, man, what the hell really is that? What's the pros of that? Because just because you get access to something don't mean it's the best thing for you, right? You can go get that nice looking guy at the club, and next thing you know, went out a date or two with him, And next thing you know, you find you got this crazy stalker. You kiss that pretty girl at the club. Next thing you know, you got bumps all over your lips. So just because you got access, don't mean it's the best thing to deal with. Okay, I think we all can agree on that. And so a lot of times when people suggest that you do certain things because you can, it's not always the best. So those one-on-one videos break down exactly what those products for, the pros and cons, and how you can make a lot of those, take that information and see if it's applicable to you with doing that. Let me see what we got here. Do we got anything else? Texas Badass 210. How about that? I think I read that right. Are there any grants for indigenous male Americans startup cap? Are there any grants for that? We had it was a grant I know that we introduced back in the summer. It was for Native Americans, and I know you said indigenous, but if Native American Pacific Islanders were doing it, I'm gonna go back to it again. We're gonna be honest about something. Most of these companies that are actually offering these grants, we're gonna be real with each other. Most of these companies offering these grants, I think they do in a thought process of it do have somewhat of goodwill by offering these grants. But the other perspective of it is that like these people are most times spending money with them. So you see a lot of African American grants or grants for female entrepreneurs. They're looking at pretty much who being the most consumers of some of these products or some of these services. So again, to kind of keep the rotation of their money and keeping action going with it. That's why some of these things may get offered more as far as with African American grants, because you see that most of the time with a lot of African American and a lot of minority grants, a lot of female entrepreneurs. Like I say again, I do think it's a goodwill component, but I also think it's more of a these are the people that break bread and spend money with us the most. So let's kind of keep that traction going to let them know that hey, we do care about them. So again, I would spend less time in regards to, looking for the indigenous male grant. You can look for it. I would spend more time to find grants that you can create a solution for to get awarded for them, if that makes sense. I really think that carrier transportation, I got you with that. Now, with that said, there are a lot of grants, that you can get for carrier transportation. But again, the pivot going to be the grant may be with, how are you going to provide, let's say, maybe medical supplies to these particular places and, do that. And the grant may award you that. Also, again, going back to your SBA, Google your local SBA or SBDC, Small Business Development Center. Most of the time, the SBA is the federal arm. The SBDC is the state arm that funds it. This is nationwide. Every state may have a function differently as far as with the SBA. But book an appointment with your local SBA offices. SBA is free. So if you call today, was January 4th, you can't get a appointment until the end of the month, but it's worth it. The first couple interviews may be more filling out information, back and forth. But keep in mind, that's the federal database. So again, if you want to actually get into government contracting, minority business development agency, MBDA, I think I ain't booking that up. But again, once you get in there, you can get minority business certified. You can get on these particular listings and stuff like that. These guaranteed contracts. The process ain't that fast. The process is not that fast. But if you in, you are in. So again, we start talking about, keep in mind what I'm saying. If you're doing the carrier, kind of look at, I always say that from the inside out, look at what your local municipality, the state, city, county, state, what they may have for us, carriers, even local grants for the actual businesses there. I would definitely reach out to them as well. Book an appointment with your local SBA office. They can put you with, they have a counselor there. They can book you with your local SCORE office. And I apologize, I forgot the acronym what SCORE stands for, but it's still, there are coaches, business coaches that you can get. And most time they're free. They may have some classes they may charge for, where they may just say, how to apply for a certain I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, but most of the services they provide and the information they provide is free for you guys. But the process with dealing with them is the correct way. With it being the correct way is also a long way of dealing with everything. But I definitely will reach out to my local SBA office, also my local When I say city and county and state, starting off where you get your business license at. And then you can look at your state, see what all kind of opportunities they offer from there. But you got to spend a little time doing some homework. Again, the things that can actually, where you can, find money at and do certain things and, be successful, they're not going to necessarily be right there in your face. And they're not necessarily going to be easy to get. And they're might not necessarily be something that's going to happen real fast. Because if it would, that's why everybody will have it. But everybody's not going to be patient. Everybody's not going to read. Everybody's not going to dig. Everybody's, not going to be, persistent with, just sometimes, you get somebody on the phone or get somebody at their desk that don't feel like working that day because they tell you something that don't sound right. More like if it don't sound right, the shit ain't right. So you might have just poke a little bit more, call somebody else, call again and get somebody else on the phone because they didn't want to work. But you got to think like that. Again, because like I said, if it were meant for everybody to have, everybody be doing anything. So I just want to kind of, make sure everybody got that same mindset of understanding exactly, how you got to be with doing that. Okay, let me see. I think y'all bear with me. See what we got here. C Camp 001. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Glad you tuned in. Let me see if I got any more questions here. Remit Beauty Supply. I skipped your question. Okay. Where is good avenue 5? Okay. Remit Beauty Supply. I apologize. Where is a good avenue for hiring people? Okay. Now let me tell you something right now. We're in a real funky spot in regards to just, hiring. And we say hiring people because you actually, it's one thing to hire people. You also want to make sure you're hiring the right people. Because we know when you get in business, you got the wrong, because your employees are the face of your business. You can sit in the back and say, I'm the owner, smoke your cigars, have your little tea parties and all this kind of stuff on social media. But your actual employees, they are the face of your organization. And you got the wrong damn person dealing with people, it can be catastrophic. Because as a customer, I don't hear a damn thing about, well, that's just, my cousin, or, hey, we just brought them in. You don't want to hear that if that person has been rude, cursed me out, or gave me a bad experience. You can start. There are several ways you can even go to Indeed, LinkedIn, even newspaper. You can, even temp agencies. The issue gonna come down to less where you find people. How are you actually going to scrutinize them once they get into you, right? You can talk to certain agencies and they can do screening for you, but you got to be very, very funny with your parameters on what you're trying to bring in, because again, everybody can meet the check marks in regards to, what they read or what they see. But we start talking about, listen, this person is actually going to be the person that can cause me to make or lose a lot of money. You got to have your personal checklist. I would spend more time focusing on what you want the people that work for you, how they're going to function and how they're going to act, and what they probably need to be doing or look like or whatever, and spend a lot of time on that. And then you can kind of say, okay, let me go to probably where they are, if that makes sense. We're looking with that. You got to be very, very, very funny about who you hire. And a lot of times it's like, well, you get what you pay for. I don't give a damn. You can pay somebody decent wages. If they're going to be a jerk and they're going to be sorry and they're going to be destructive to your business, they still going to be there. If you pay them a little money or pay them a lot of money, that don't mean nothing. But I can guarantee you they can destroy everything that you work for, and put you in a position where you can't recover because your reputation. So you got to be funny about who you bring in. You got to be funny. Don't base it on money. Don't damn base it on money. Go, if you ain't really feeling it and now this is probably one of the damn times you want to use that intuition. Like, look, I ain't feeling it. They said, they answered all the questions, but they said something during that interview didn't rub me right. Shit, don't hire them. Don't hire him. If it didn't rub you right, you probably right. When we start talking about hiring people, that's a different thing. You might want to go with your gut on that one. And the reason why I say that is because when people are using your products and acquiring your products and services, they're using them. They're using more of emotion than they're using logic when they're buying your stuff. Okay, most people, 85% is where I believe. This is just my belief, use moving on emotion and not logic. So most of the time, people are actually getting something from your restaurant. They hungry, they want it to taste good or whatever. They buying something how they feel, what it look like it's pretty, nice. It's they not looking at how much it's gonna cost or whatever and stuff like that. They maybe start thinking about it after they done paid the bill or everything's over. So if your intuition is telling you it's not a good thing to get this person, probably want to go with your intuition because that emotional pull that you're going to get, that's going to hit the other people too. So I will be very, very conscious of it. We start talking about looking for people to hire. You can look at all the platforms, but in addition to what they're giving you, you need to have your screening mechanism set up. Be very, very, very funny about that. People can come in and you can have your thing already going. They can become a cancer with doing certain things, and be realistic about what you're looking for too. You might be in a situation like, I just want yes men. I don't want you thinking. I don't want you giving no opinions or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but be realistic about, can you get that? Can you acquire that? But if that's what you need, that's what you need. If you need somebody that's gonna be in there, be very critical and critique and give a lot of input, that's what you need. Is that available also? So all this stuff got to come into mind with it. Be very, very careful. That was a great question as far as looking for people that you work for. But again, I don't necessarily know if it's the best place. You can look, just the places that are always accessible to everybody. But I just say have your own criteria on top of that, what you're asking, and go with your gut. I do think when you start hiring people, you should go with your gut on that and stuff like that. But be realistic about what you're asking for. Be realistic about what you're asking for too. Just having all these things that you want a person to do and they aren't doing something, where a lot of stuff gonna be required. Just be real with yourself about that, okay? Let me see. Did anybody else got any questions? Anybody else got any questions? Listen, guys, I'm gonna run one more thing by you guys. Look, I can't do it. I think it's in the tag at the top of the TikTok. On Instagram, it's not. But on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn, I put the link in for the Mr. Short Dollar Business Tax course. This course, guys, is live now. You can hit the link to check it out. Excuse me. Pretty much what I said. I started this course. The course is not to teach people, how to fill out a tax form or anything like that. What the course is set up to do, if you're looking to get started in the tax business or you're currently in the tax business, and you need guidance in regards to, I started, what we talked about earlier. I started the business, so I'm not getting hardly any clients saying, I'm pretty sure you guys seen it everywhere. Everybody started the tax business. They got these different posters. I did this. I got this tax business. We do taxes. And what happens is they find out very quickly that they're posting. And I called you recently from work. What is that? What is this right here? Sierra, tell me. I called you recently to work with you and didn't get a response. Well, we'll look through it. If you did it recently, if you didn't, we'll look through it. If it's an application, we're doing that. And I apologize. Well, we're doing it. And we'll definitely respond back to you if you sent that. We're doing it. But if not, if you don't mind, well, I'll look through it. If you send it in now, we'll get to it. And I'll make sure we'll send something to you tonight. And I apologize about that. But with and I'm hoping that you talk about with being a tax preparer. This is not the course. I'm assuming is this with a tax preparer or the course to work with you. Okay, so more like you're talking about more with a tax preparer. Well, I look through it to make sure. They usually on top of that as far as reaching out in regards to that, but nothing got to you with that, and that's for being a tax preparer. But what I'm talking about now is the course. The course is there, and pretty much, if you're looking, what I've put in the course is what I've learned over the past, over 20 years being in the business, 25 years being in the industry. How to market your business, how to acquire customers, what you need to be doing year round. We give instructions on, if you're running a tax business from a brick and mortar, that means a physical office, somebody can come in, what you need to do from the moment they open the door, they enter the door, sit down, leave now, how to be following with them year round. Also, if we give you the instruction in the blueprint for a virtual office, how the same way to run everything to set up with that, with doing that. No for financial advisement. We don't offer financial advisement. If you booked, I don't know if you booked an appointment. The contact information, Ms. Tillman, is in the is in the description section. Just give call the office number tomorrow. We have consulting appointments that we with that, but we don't do financial advisement. I don't sell any financial advisement products with doing that. So that's not we don't do them. We don't sell them products. Only thing we do is tax preparing with that. So we don't offer that with doing it. But if you got any questions, just the contact information is in the description section of the video. Just give me a call at the office tomorrow. We'll talk with you then. But only thing we offer is jobs, contracted jobs for tax preparation, but we don't sell any products or financial advisement. We don't do that at all. And I do just consulting and coaching myself, but we don't sell any products. Okay. Just reach out to me tomorrow at the office. My phone number is in the description section of the video. We've been at the same spot about 18 years. We ain't going nowhere, so just give me a call at the office tomorrow. But back to with the course, it's giving you the whole blueprint on how to start that tax business. So if you're already in business and need some guidance to be able to expand and grow, all of that is there. How to properly advertise, how to properly market, all that information is there. So again, I'm going to do a live feed tomorrow in regards to the tax course. I did one about a week ago, so you can look on the YouTube channel and see that how it did. Next, I did a screen share to let you guys know how it went, how it goes, and everything like that. So definitely go check that out as well. In regards to that, if you're interested in being in the tax preparation industry, or if you're currently in, you kind of stagnant with everything, things not going the way you feel like they should be going. It's a great teacher in regards to starting and maintaining and growing your tax preparation business. Okay. We got right here. Yes, for consulting by call. Okay, cool. Just give me a buzz tomorrow. Okay, cool. Just give me a call. All right. Now I'm gonna give you this disclaimer. We got free 10-minute sessions, and then we got the paid sessions. If you got a question over 10 minutes, lock that in, because you pay for it. We lock it in on the calendar. But if it's a free 10-minute session, if it's more than that, just be realistic. But regardless, what I want you to do, you give me a call and we'll talk tomorrow. We ain't gonna major in the minor. Just give me a call tomorrow and we'll talk and we'll go over that. Now let me see where I got everybody. Did I miss anybody's question? Let me scroll through this. Make sure we got everybody's questions and everything. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope everybody's having a fantastic 2023. Listen, guys, hey, your boy birthday this Sunday, January 8th, Pooch Day USA. So we're gonna be partying and stuff. So keep me, don't forget to give me a little shout out or anything like that on my birthday and stuff. I'll be looking forward to that. I got another trip around the sun. I'm super excited about that. And I'm also super excited about having a whole nother year of being able to spread. This is, 7, 8 years we had Mr. Short Dollar. We've been in a minute with Mr. Short Dollar and Changing Lives. Matter of fact, let me put the link for Changing Lives in the chat as well. Guys, check out both of my YouTube channels. Subscribe to both of them if you haven't. Check, just be able to check them out and everything. Oops. On that, but yeah. Cool. Well, listen, guys. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks. You got a little birthday shout out. But again, that'll be Sunday. But more than likely, matter of fact, tomorrow night we got the show. Remember, the Mr. Short Dollar, the Dollar Hour, we rotate between that and Changing Lives every Thursday. But tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's the show tomorrow we got? What's the dang show? We got a show tomorrow night. Oh, Lord. I got stuff everywhere. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at this same spot. The 10 biggest threats. The biggest threats for your business in 2023. The biggest threats for your business for 2023. So we're going to discuss, the things that if you in business, these are the things that can threaten you the most in 2023. And I bring it up just to say, not to just make you scared, but put you in a position where you can be responsive to some of these things coming up. So again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you come back to Mr. Short Dollar. We're going to be discussing the biggest stress of your business in 2023. Somewhere the title we'll settle with that. But I'll be at the studio with DJ Lab tomorrow. Again, that's Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please check us out. Again, it doesn't matter what platform you check us out. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. Again, we have over 600 videos on that YouTube channel covering everything from personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. A lot of great information there. So make sure you check out the show tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, listen, guys, I'm finna cut out of everything. Listen, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you or question comes to it later, or if you come into the show at another time and we've closed everything out on the YouTube channel, hey, listen, just put your questions in the comments. I do go back and answer all the questions that I asked on my videos. Anybody knows that, you can look at it. I always go back and answer the questions. So if something comes up later on, if you check the video out later, leave the questions there and stuff. But again, I appreciate you guys. But definitely try to make it to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Again, that's Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And again, man, I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me over the years and stuff. Hey, thank you. Am I pronouncing it right? Remy Beauty Supply. Remy Beauty. I think I'm pronouncing it right, but I appreciate it. A whole lot, guys. And again, tomorrow gonna be real cool. Me and Lab always have a good time. We'll get in the studio together. Again, we're talking about the biggest threat for your business. She said no. Listen, I'm just a little country boy from Atlanta. I can't read too good. So if I said it wrong, I'm sorry. My heart's in the right place. Just can't read too good. I'm gonna count it. It's Remedy. Remedy Beauty. Remedy Beauty. Okay, I didn't notice the I before the beauty. Okay, like I say, hey, listen, I'm gonna count it, but I got a little GED in me, so I apologize. So but I appreciate Remedy Beauty Supply for the birthday shout out. It's always cool because again, we got probably in all the different platforms, we probably right at 100,000 people, 24,000 on TikTok, over 25 on YouTube, and I think the other ones probably another 10 on the Instagrams and all the other Facebook pages. So look, man, there's a lot of y'all, a lot of people in and stuff, and it's a blast for me to always get to know everybody. And I be places on time. People say, "What's up, D? What's up, Short Dollar?" And everything. I was in the clothing store about a month or two ago, and my man, even our Fashion Old National, the guy came up, Top Dollar. I said, Short Dollar. I mean, the Indian guy, man, he checked out the show, man. It was cool, man. He still didn't give me a damn. I forgot his name, man. It was cool. I'm gonna say the Indian guy, but it's cool, young brother. He still didn't give me a damn discount though. But he was definitely looking at the show and stuff like that, man. So, he wasn't that damn big a fan. He didn't give me no discount on everything, but it was cool to rap with him and everything. But I will tell everybody, get in Atlanta, go to M&R Fashion. They have I've been going there for years. Solid people up there, and they have a lot of great clothing there and stuff. Yeah, I like do a lot of retail therapy. But again, make sure to check out the show tomorrow. Hope we answer all your questions. Again, if you have anything run across your mind later on, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section of the videos. Again, love you guys. Be safe, and I'll talk with you soon. Take care now. Mm-hmm.